Hello and welcome to Infamous, the audio podcast. This is Brandon, or Mulus on Discord.
This is Jeremy, or just Jeremy on the Discord tubes net.
And this is Aaron. I go by Treffenwood.
As you might have noticed, this podcast is devoid of disrespect because Parker's not here. So, moving on. Quick announcements. We've got links in the show notes as always. I guess that's pretty much it. There's some new fun stuff going up on the Infamous store if you guys want to check out the Etsy link. Also, hopefully very soon, Nigel, if you're listening, we'll have some fun new merch on the musonstore.com. Moving on. Unfortunately, we have no news.
I think we do have some news, actually.
Oh, what's the news?
How
Hit
many...
me with it. Hey,
News! News!
How many White Russians are inside you currently?
That's privileged information. I will give you a hint. It's greater than one.
There's more than one White Russian inside you.
I would phrase it differently.
Oh, okay.
Or I wouldn't. I can't remember which way I did it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just
okay.
It's nice.
Currently playing. I am still playing the X-Force list that we built last week. My Deadpool turns out is broken, and I forgot. So I'm currently playing Punisher over Deadpool. Turns out you only need 3 affiliated models. It's fine.
He slid in
Jeremy,
there anyway, didn't he?
It slipped right in there. I didn't even know what happened.
He managed to get his way on.
By the time I was aware of what was going on, Punisher was already in there.
I'm here, boss. I've been waiting the whole time. I've been ready.
I mean, he always gets the job done.
Web Warriors for life, man. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it, and my models die, and I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Each one is but a peg. They're just little chits at this point. They move about the table, and heartless monster. I don't care.
When in doubt, get sticky and shoot your web all over everything.
There's no White Russians
Aaron.
inside of me.
There's no White Russians. All the White Russians are enemies of the webs, turns out. Aaron, what have you been playing?
I went to a tournament last weekend, and I wanted to bring Sentinels, but I didn't. Because we're doing this whole squad goals thing, and I kind of wanted to get some practice in with a new team and not let my teammates down like I am wont to do. So instead, I brought Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nice.
I think you're a
So how does it feel
actually.
to finally take the weights off, like Rock Lee? I know you won't get that reference, but many people will, so I'm going to say it.
Well, if I don't get the reference, how do you want me to respond to it?
Just how does it feel to play with good models?
Oh, pretty good.
Interesting.
Without giving a blow-by-blow recap, my core models are Star-Lord, Nebula, and Groot. Rocket is just
what
pure
else would
blue.
they be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, good.
Obviously.
I'm telling you, playing Groot without Rocket is fucking amazing.
I mean, I have a small pushback on that, but I'm willing to accept it for now.
Okay. I'm gonna argue that when people get used to the Rocket Groot combo and that's how they use Groot, being able to play Groot as a pick up and extract, sit on the objective, probably not die, and then instead of spending 2 of his power to fuel Deadly Duo, being able to have your spender online turn 2, maybe turn 3, and people are just like, it does what again? And you're like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think Casson played Groot, and he got 3 Groot spenders off in one game. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Groot Sans Rocket.
Okay.
Really like Ghost Rider, gives people fits. And then Bill's kind of there because he has to be. But
I'm just going to post a quick picture in the podcast channel. Don't mind me. It's not really important. It's just a picture of me banning Treffenwood from the Discord channel.
Okay.
But overall, you liked Guardians?
They are not my playstyle.
Yeah.
No. I prefer toolbox options when I play a list that can either displace or kill. I have options that I can think through. Guardians do one thing, but they do it very, very well. I tabled my rounds 3 and 4 opponents. That would be the finals and semifinals. So good players. But like my Nebula, one-shot his Bill turn 1 with 4 effing dice.
I've Cosmic Penitentiary Bill several times, never once dealing more than 2 damage. But I understand that if you just let go of the dice, you just automatically kill him. Now, I get that. So it's just unfortunate.
Is Parker here?
I
thought Parker wasn't here.
Yeah. I thought Parker wasn't here either.
Now, my first 2 games, like the reason I hate it because your game plan is so binary, and if it works, great, and if it doesn't, you better hope your next one doesn't fail. Like you could fail multiple in a row, and it's just bad.
I literally couldn't agree with you more because the affiliation just in a flowchart says take good models, apply dice mod. That's literally the flowchart of Guardians, and so it's somewhat boring from somebody who enjoys the lines of thinking that occur in games because there is no line of thinking. It is always the same line. You always choose violence. You always choose efficiency, and so it's just kind of derivative. I tell you what, though, what you've got me interested in. What if after squad goals, you and me switch to convocation and we just play fun lists that are good?
By convocation, did you mean Sentinels?
No, convocation.
Oh, okay.
What if I told you convocation was the secret Sentinel list?
I think I owe it to some people to play the shit out of some Sentinels.
You've already played the shit out. You've played more games with Sentinels than convocation. And don't even try and deny it. It's by many factors. Probably like 10.
That's blatant lie. By single digits, probably.
I'm challenging you. Pull up the spreadsheet.
From last year?
How many games of Sentinels did you play?
Okay, hold on. I gotta fucking find where I even threw it.
Alright, I'll give you some time. I'll talk to Jeremy. Jeremy, how many games have you played with Strange 1 that you enjoyed?
Games with Strange 1 that I enjoyed. Probably 20?
What? Are you insane?
I like Strange 1.
It's 0.
What are you talking about?
You always get pissed when you play Strange 1.
Oh, you said enjoy. That's true.
Yeah. No, you get violently angry when you play Strange 1.
My dice lottery foo is terrible.
I remember in the course of a week, you told me, I'm going to quit this game if you keep playing Doctor Strange. So I stopped playing Doctor Strange. You brought Doctor Strange the next week, and then you said you were going to quit the game anyway because Doctor Strange sucks.
Yes.
I remember this game vividly. It's the only game I remember of like that 6-month period. And it's you double move Strange forward and pick up the Montesi book in the middle of the table as your first action. And then I activate Magneto. It just killed Strange, and you were very upset.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you remember this game at all?
Did you give Magneto 2 extra dice from what's his face? Is that when you were doing Mordo? Like a Magneto thing? I mean, I think
it was. I actually think it was.
Because I'm pretty sure that's how
I remember I remember specifically I played Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange, and Scarlet Witch moved and one-shotted Moon Knight on a flank. And you were very upset about that.
That seems awful, yeah.
Yeah.
I have referenced...
yeah.
All right.
I have referenced the spreadsheets.
Okay.
Last year...
What's the number of Sentinel games?
Between last year and this year? Or Okay, 18.
Okay, how many convocation games?
12.
You are such a liar. Why are you gerrymandering the numbers?
Literally not a liar, okay.
Liar. Double liar. Still, though, we can both play convocation, and it'll be amazing.
I'm not opposed to playing convocation. In addition to Sentinels.
Instead of.
Not what I said.
I'll tell you what, you can include a single Mark IV. Alright, what about just Cassandra Nova?
No.
He'd rather put a Mark IV in every list.
He'd rather put a Mark IV in
He's become addicted to the energy blast.
It's pretty fucking good.
Aaron, do you ever do audiobooks?
No, can't stand them.
Can't stand them. Why don't you like audiobooks? Because you said it's the pace, right? It's not fast enough.
I speed read, and I cannot listen fast enough to not go crazy and yet read/listen to a book in the appropriate amount of time.
All right. Well, both of you two need to fucking listen to Dresden Files or read them. Pick one. But you need to do that this year.
Is this before or after you watch Bloody Heroes? I'm still confused.
Hey, we're still going to do that. That's on the list. Okay.
No.
That's actually not true.
We are not doing that.
Currently, my to-do list has one item on it. Do you want to guess what it is?
Is it wash your Hawaiian shirt?
No.
Okay.
I just watched. This is the first time I've worn it since I washed it. I have many Hawaiian shirts. Don't worry. They're very clean. No. Sadly, this is the only item on my to-do list. Create proper to-do list.
Uh-huh.
That's the only actual item on my to-do list. I'm so behind. It's so bad. All right. No, yeah, I'm very excited. I think I want to play Convocation more, but I think this is the wrong meta to do it. But I think at this point, I don't care. I'm just going to play Convocation and try and have fun.
I think Convocation can be very, very good. So, Brandon, I have to give you a thumbs up and a bitch slap at the same time.
Ooh, let's start with the bad one.
The bad one. You never played this fucking game, and I have no clue what you're talking about half the time.
I don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about.
You, sir.
Sir, you're so deep in the forest, you can't even see the box inside the forest.
Are you ready for the compliment now?
I don't know that I am. I'm ready to fight.
I'm drunk and pissed off.
I'm gonna shit your fucking Cheerios.
Okay, we can leave it there.
You tell me compliments in private and call me out in public. That's how it works.
Yeah.
All right, what'd I do? What happened?
Despite the fact that you never played the game, you have an incredibly good grasp on strategy and tactics from models that you
have never played.
I mean, you just intuitively grasp how stuff is going to work out much faster than I think probably anyone else ever. Specifically, as soon as Ultron 2 came out, you're like, bam, Convocation, MODOK 2, Ultron 2, look at this, haha, right?
Dude, it's sick. It's so good.
Yes, but you nailed that shit instantaneously. And just now, you can listen to other people discovering this tech on other podcasts, being like, you know what, this is really good. And I'm like, man, Brandon played that the week it came out, was like, this is amazing, and then moved on to something else. So...
No, I appreciate the compliment.
Dresden Files, books 1 through 17, $155.
That's less than $10 a book. There's also 2 short story anthologies. It's briefcases and side jobs.
Ooh, look at that. They come up frequently bought together.
Ooh. By the way, one of these times we're going to do a Mojo world of just Dresden Files books. So... get ready, guys.
You and Parker can have a blast.
Aaron's going to start reading them, so you're going to miss out.
It's not what I said. I just noted they had a price attached to them.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you a free priority token if you read them.
No, nothing you say means anything anymore.
Why?
They're just words on the air.
What'd I do?
Nothing you say means anything. I love it.
I'm reasonably certain most of the words I say don't mean anything.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that, like, why?
You said, Aaron, if you watch 86 hours of what I consider to be a really good TV series, I will watch 90 minutes of something that you enjoy.
Oh, that whole thing. No. That's on the theoretical list that will be made once I finish my to-do list.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going to be legit. Trust me.
That's going to be at least number 70 or 76.
Yes. Jeremy and what's the fuck's that guy's name? The guy who complains a lot.
You're not narrowing it down here.
Has a beard.
At the game
Complains a
store?
lot.
He's on your guys' podcast.
Kenny?
Kenny, that guy. So he's going to do it with us. No, we're all going to watch it together.
That's like the, we're all streaking the quad. We're all going.
Yeah, that one.
We're all going.
Everyone's doing it. It's going to be great.
They're following, and then we're just all staring at you.
Aaron, did you just randomly clap?
I randomly destroyed an animal flying.
An animal flying
in my office.
Ooh, this is a great philosophy moment. Is an insect an animal?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm very drunk.
Oh my
God almighty.
All right. You still haven't answered my question, though.
I refuse.
Okay.
Denied.
Why do you guys hate me so much? I feel like I'm doing a really good job here, and you guys are just shitting on me.
He gave you a compliment.
All right. Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. You know what, Jeremy? I'm waiting for your compliment now.
I've been waiting for anybody's compliment. Jesus Christ.
Jeremy, you are very good at being dominated by a robot.
Thank you. It's about goddamn time somebody said it.
All right. So I guess we're moving on. Hobby projects. This is a fun one. But usually we skip this one because everyone's just painting the same old shit. Currently, I'm working on 3D printing a very large statue of Dr. Doom. I'm going to have one of our locals named, he goes by Reiner on the Discord, so if you're our Discord, he's a professional painter named Reiner72. He's going to professionally paint my Dr. Doom statue for me. But I realized I might have put the cart before the horse here, because I started looking around at how big I'm planning on printing this thing, and I don't have anywhere to put it in my house. There's no, cases, because I've got a bunch of miniatures, glass cases in my house. It won't fit in any of them. So I have to decide if I'm going to make a custom case for it or make it smaller. And it's a really hard decision. What do you guys think?
Fucking custom case, jackass.
Hell yeah. See, Aaron gets it.
I mean, I don't even know why you were asking.
Yeah, I know. Jeremy, what do you think?
I don't even know where to begin with this one. Either of those are just fine.
Oof, that's the only wrong answer.
I would probably print it smaller, being that you have that ability.
Aaron, can you explain to him why he's wrong?
I could, but it's just like farting in the wind.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, I guess we'll get into our main topic today. All right. So we're going to talk about the models that we enjoy playing the most, the models that we find the most fun to play in Marvel Crisis Protocol. So we're going to use the snake draft format, and we're going to draft our models to point cost of 2 through 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have to decide now who's going to go first. Personally, I think the youngest person should go first. God damn, that was a pregnant pause. I'm so sad that's going to get cut out. All right, so do you guys want to just do this randomly? Do you want to decide in a different way how we determine this?
Random.
Let's go alphabetically.
No.
Aaron says no. Aaron, why would you say no to that?
Because the start is random always. Like when we play
All right.
games at our house, we have to take one color of each person's meeple and shuffle them up every time we play. Like there is no way we actually choose who starts a game.
Okay, who wants to go first?
What threat level are we starting with?
2.
Does the person who goes first with the 2s also go first with the 3s?
No, it's a snake draft. So you go first with the 2s, last with the 3s.
I want to go middle then.
You can go first with the 2s. Have fun.
I want to go last.
What? You said you wanted to go first.
No, I raised my hand. It's totally different.
Oh my god. ladies and gentlemen,
what is happening?
We're witnessing. He had a stroke. He must have had a stroke.
I've never once had a stroke, bitch.
Oh my god.
We call these mental events.
I'm good with whatever. So just dive in.
All right.
So
Jeremy's going first.
With the 2s? Who
All
cares
right.
about these butthole 2s?
Yeah, exactly. See? All
Fucking
right.
Christ.
Excuse me. Sorry. I'm coughing a lot. If anybody doesn't know, the Midwest has been terrible for allergies this year.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, fun fact. I heard yesterday that Costco is selling Zyrtec at 360 tablets for $10. So I don't know if you do take allergy meds, but it's apparently an amazing sale. So you should check it out. All right, Jeremy. You are the first up in our contest of champions. Who is your most favorite model to play?
2-threat.
My most favorite model to play in 2-threat. This is actually a pretty easy one. That is Bob, Agent
Piece of shit.
of
God
Hydra.
Damn it.
How can there be a more fun model than a model that can never die before he fires off a fucking nuclear warhead?
I've never been so upset with you in my entire life.
You could have went first, bitch. Shut up.
God damn it. God damn it.
Yeah, the amount of fun had with Bob is unlimited. Everybody has a story of how Bob blew up your house. It's the best.
My record is 16 damage with one attack.
I'm sure
It's not like I rolled 16 hits. I dealt 16 damage to his team.
Yeah.
And then he never played another game of Marvel Crisis Protocol.
Who was that?
That was Jason.
Oh, yeah. Well done. Well done.
Yeah. I shot into, I think it was Magneto, and then I splash damaged Bullseye, Valkyrie, Storm, Zemo. Threw myself into Valkyrie, she blanked out in the dodge and died. So I killed Magneto, killed Valkyrie, and then did 2 damage to the other 3 people.
Yeah. Wedging Bob into the heart
crazy.
of a D map.
Yeah.
Researcher, Jesus, God, help everybody.
I know.
So yeah, that's mine. It's an easy one.
All right.
I only have
Aaron,
negative opinions of Bob, so I could not disagree harder.
I didn't think Jeremy was going to take Bob. I really didn't. All
My
right, Aaron, you're up.
most favorite 2-threat to play is Nebula.
Yeah.
God damn, does she slap?
That.
Holy shit.
So hold on. Your favorite versus what's the most fun are 2 different things.
No. Most fun 2-threat is
Okay.
Nebula.
Okay, good. There you go.
So I agree. We are talking about the most, not the top tier, right?
Yeah,
but just the most fun to put on the table.
The most
Yeah,
fun.
Nebula just is amazing. Every time you put her on the table, she's either going to rip 6 people's heads off, or she's just going to die. And
All right.
I don't know. I like it.
Unfortunately, that means I get the last pick. I'm going to take Wong just because of how angry it makes Aaron. Sole reason. That's it.
Super
that
meta
is fun,
pick
though.
there.
Super
That's
meta.
fun.
Playing Wong is always fun. He's my number 2 pick here. Bob was my number 1 pick. But Wong is always fun. Being able to heal people, like nothing's better than having priority and then double healing with Wong. Oh, it's so good. Your opponent just gets so mad. All right. So that means I'm going to get the first pick of the 3-pointers. And good luck, motherfuckers. I'm about to fucking bury you. Ant-Man. Ant-Man is a fucking unicorn in this game. There's no justification for how good Ant-Man is. He's so amazing. He's so fun to play. He's so great.
He was on my list. He is super
I
fun.
100% concur. Yes.
Yeah. No, everyone had Ant-Man, probably number 1, if not top 2.
Okay. My second favorite 3-threat to play is the Blob.
You motherfucker.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
Of course, it's a good pick.
Blob
Man.
is so sneaky, just bullshit. Like he's just such a pile of gross.
When your opponent's like, "I'm going to attack you with Hulk," and I'm like, "Okay." Don't die. Push you off. The researcher's like, what? I'm like, no. Nothing fucking pushes the Hulk. I'm like, read the card.
I'm gonna belly bop you, motherfucker.
And the Thunder Splash, like, yeah, AMG nailed that character, man. Having said that, like, I took him to Adepticon and played him 0 times because there is an abundance of ranged 4 energy attacks in the meta right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whether it's Marvel 2 or Guardians in any format.
Yeah.
Or
Guardians,
Ultron 2.
Ultron. Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
so
yeah.
I super don't think he's like top tier meta, but God Almighty, if you could ever get him into a game where he gets to kind of do his thing, that guy's
honestly,
super fun to
even
play.
to most energy attackers, he's still worth it. Like, effectively staggering because they have to move back. Ultron, Iron Man, Rocket, any of these models, like all of the prominent energy attackers, with exception of the ones that have energy.
It's only outside of range or inside of range 3 that he does
inside
that.
Range 3, yeah. But you can generally, because of like objectives and stuff, they have to be within that range anyway.
It might.
And so,
yep.
It's so frustrating because like, okay, well, we're both standing on the same objective. I'm going to attack you. Not only am I probably not killing you, but I'm getting pushed off the point. So my second action has to be to advance back to the point. It's very frustrating. He's a very good model. He's underplayed, I would agree.
Okay, Jeremy, who do you have fun with at the 3-threat level?
Man, you all made me go back into the pool. You both nailed my first 2.
Fucking told you.
So, with the most fun in mind, unfortunately, doesn't mean they're amazing. The most fun after those 2, I think Hood is a lot of fun. That dude gets everywhere. He kind of does a little of everything, and he's always a giant question mark of, okay, remind me again what Hood does? Because he does so many silly things.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a lot of fun. He gets around the table. He can be melee. He can do a lot of crazy damage. Dropping someone with the black lightning thing is awesome. When you get that off at the right time and it just blows up the world, it's really cool.
Yeah, that's big.
He's a cool model. Like, just coolness factor and just kind of having fun. I like him for that. I don't get to play him a lot, but he's cool.
Okay. Jeremy, you're up next for 4-pointers.
Ooh. All right, let me look at my list. Doop.
Oh. Just for the record, I would have chosen Punisher.
I know you would
He
have.
was number 3 on my list. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, most fun 4. I have to go with Sabretooth Apex Predator. That son of a bitch. He does so many cool things.
He's a special kind of fuck you.
I like models that just keep attacking and keep killing. And with an amount of power...
An
amount of power on that guy, he can kind of do damage until there's nothing left. So he's just a very cool model. He's also, like, very themey. Like, it's just a cool looking model. He kills a lot. I like him.
Cool. I like that. That's a good 4-point pick. Aaron, you're up.
Yeah, you're going to need to take another drink first.
Uh-oh.
This is almost empty. I almost have 2 entire White Russians inside of me.
Almost. Inch by inch, they're going down.
All right, that's it. 2 whole ones.
My most fun 4 threat is Rhino.
Ugh.
That was my number 2 pick.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I realize he's super meta, and I would love for him to get nerfed a bit, but God almighty, when he can just go from point A on the field to point B, and you're like, how the fuck did you get here?
That model is fucking crazy.
And then you're like, oh yeah, now I get to throw an attack. You're like, what? You haven't even used both your actions yet? Yeah, absolutely insane ability to affect the game board in multiple different ways. So,
okay, so in Flames of War, I played Russians. In Universes, I played Zangief, the guy from Street Fighter. And in Marvel Crisis Protocol, I play Rhino all the time. So, totally agree with your opinion here. And I'm clearly drinking White Russians. So, All right. My 4-pointer, which might be up for hot debate after this, because I'm probably going to get fucking crucified. Jeremy, do you know who it is?
I wasn't actually thinking about it.
He's been in the game longer than anybody. There's only so many 4-pointers in the core set.
Oh my god.
It's Peter Porker.
Oh my god. Peter Piper. Pick a pepper.
I'm going with Peter 1. He's so fun.
I can't crucify you for that pick.
He's so good. I absolutely love putting him on the table. Every time I look down at his card, I just go, there's like 3 entirely separate plans I can create based on his kit. He's infinitely flexible, infinitely useful, and always fun to play. And every time I put him on the table, people go, how do people not play this model more often? It's so good. All right.
He is fun. He's almost like Sabretooth in a way. If he has unlimited power, he will do unlimited things to you.
I actually got the dream one time. He got dazed and woke up the next turn with priority. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I had priority. I did a bunch of other stuff. I activated him last with 10 power. He did literally everything. He's like, all right, so I'm going to web-a-pult this model, threw a guy off of a point, moved long, web lined, hit the wild, moved somebody, and then web lined 3 people. I was like, fuck you, buddy. I just controlled 5 models off points.
You Thanos
and we were playing Scoundrels. It's just literally like 5 board controls in one turn. Oh, it was so amazing. All right. Moving on to 5-pointers. I get to go first. This was close contention for me. I had a model near and dear to my heart. It's probably my favorite physical model in the entire game. But I had to go with who I think is the most fun to play. So I went with Juggernaut. Juggernaut at 5 points. Yeah. He's just so fun. He feels so perfectly translated from the comic book page to the game that I couldn't pick anybody else. He's like, he just runs amok on everybody. He does whatever he wants.
Fair enough.
My most fun 5 threat is Ghost Rider. Specifically with Highway to Hell.
Yeah.
Even without it, I think he's super, super interesting. The ability to, I guess not place himself, but move long, and the options you have on your turn. and the mini game with do you kill me? Do I deal with the devil? Like, there's just lots of interesting inflection points in the game that he brings to the table. Despite the fact that his actual stat line's a little on the weak side, I always have a really interesting time playing with or against Ghost Rider.
How can you say he has a weak stat line? His stat line is insane.
He dies really easily when people just want him to.
He has 11 points of defense, and he has 15 points of health. How is that even possible?
He has 3 points of defense in the most important of the three, and 0 defensive tech.
I don't know. I count his movement as defensive tech because he can just drive to anywhere and just be out of threat range. He does have no dice mods, I'll give you that.
There's a bunch of times when I'm just rolling 6 dice chains and being like, okay, that sucked. Guess we do nothing.
Yeah. But he gets so much power for free just with his own abilities.
I'm not sure I would put him in the top 5 threats in the game, like from a power level. But again, from a pure fun standpoint, I think he's there.
Yeah. Okay. Jeremy, you get to finish this up with 5 pointers.
The most fun I have with 5 pointers, I'm going to go with MODOK. Again, he's one of those models with power. I feel like I still have a chip in a chair. It doesn't matter what's going on. If MODOK's on the table, it feels like, okay, I can move this, do that, throw this thing, move you, do these things. Like, it's just an unlimited amount of things, which just feels really good. And then also having 10 health, it creates the ability to, like, gain a bunch of power. It just does all the things I like. He's always fun.
He's so good. He was my number 2 pick for sure. Okay, Jeremy, you're gonna lead us off with 5 pointers.
I already did 5 pointers.
6 pointers. 6 pointers.
Most fun 6 pointers. Okay, well I'm just gonna grab Magneto then. He is Magneto. Like, how can you not have fun throwing everything at people?
Yeah,
that's just too fucking good.
He's so cool.
Pushing and pulling and throwing. Yeah.
Another greatly translated model from the comic books to the game.
And of all the 6 pointers, he feels like he should be 6 points. He feels like he just nestles right in 6. Not too good, not too bad.
All right, Aaron.
Hulkbuster.
You fucking
God, that is fun. Hulkbuster is a good one.
Yeah, right?
I thought for sure you were not going to take Hulkbuster. He's so well designed. He always gets to do what he wants.
Yeah.
My favorite interaction that nobody ever uses is you can hit and run off of Helios.
What?
Yeah, you're like, I pay 2 for hit and run, Helios laser, move to within range 3, shoot you again. You're like, you fuck.
Oh my god.
That's so funny. I did that to win a game in a tournament. Oh, it was so great. Aaron, do you have anything else to say about your Hulkbuster choice?
No, nothing. You guys said it all.
Man, I thought for sure I was going to get Hulkbuster.
Who the fuck did you think I was going to pick?
I thought you were going to take Hulk.
Oh. Yeah, see, Hulk's more of a...
good, not fun.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're always thinking about, do they have the power to kill me? What am I trying to affect with my turn? Hulk is an extremely good model. But when you're playing Hulk, you're usually playing a very meta game, trying to win the game, and focused on what Hulk can do to help you win the game. You can play Hulkbuster, just be like, giant lasers!
Mm-hmm.
Also, Hulk has to be played cagey these days. Like, he just dies.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, oops, I got him killed.
No, there's a lot of things that can kill him, and partially because of intention, right? Like he's too good to let live, so they have to have stuff that can kill him. I'm going to go with She-Hulk. I love She-Hulk from the example of she is very obvious in what she's supposed to do, but she has a lot of like nuances that she can do, like how aggressively you bodyguard, how aggressively you use aggressive. She's so good against big models. Like I think she has a lot of value. Unfortunately, I think the current meta is not very good for her. But I remember there was a time when we thought she answered the entire game. And she's just fun to play with. She feels like she always has a chip in a chair. Even more so than regular Hulk.
Did you? That's what actually stopped me from playing Sentinels. I played Sentinels like 3 times. And
I remember you just fucking...
I don't even know who it was. Was it Parker? I think it was Parker.
No, it was. I think it was Josh. Josh played Sentinels against you, or something silly, and you were just like, or no, you played Sentinels against Josh's A-Force, and he was just like, spend 3 for +5 dice, and just fucking wrecked your shit.
Oh yeah, wrecked them all.
Yeah,
it was
it's
horrible.
just fucking exploded. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Oh man, these are some fun lists. I'm probably going to add these to the Discord channel if you guys want to go in and vote on who had the best list. So just to summarize, Jeremy had Bob, Hood, Apex Predator, MODOK, and Magneto. Aaron had Nebula, Blob, Rhino, Ghost Rider, and Hulkbuster. And I had Wong, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, Juggernaut, and She-Hulk.
Wong
Like,
totally
these are good
does not
lists.
belong on that list.
Do what?
Wong is the antithesis of fun.
Oh, disagree. If you play with Wong, it's very fun.
No, the correct answer in the third picking position was Bullseye.
What? As fun to play?
Hell yeah.
He's as boring as shit. He stands there and does the exact thing you expect him to do every turn.
He has the ability to, I forget what it's called, parting shot, hit
Sure.
and run, spender, auto bleed. Like, there's so many things he can do on his turn.
No,
Compare that
he's
to the
good.
other.
He's not fun.
What?
It's the same thing with Hulk. What's fun about standing there and going, I guess I do an auto point of damage to your model. This is so fun.
Did I list that as one of the fun abilities he had? No, I didn't. Use his other kit. Anyway.
Hey, Aaron, I disagree.
I understand you disagree because you picked Wong because you're an idiot.
Disagree.
It is funny that a 2-point model has hit and run on it.
Fuck
That seems
this
pretty
model's
extreme.
so stupid. Yeah. I remember, do you remember before he got completely changed?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
been more changed than probably any other model.
He was a 3-point model, yeah.
He's a 3-point
Basically
piece
exactly
of
the same.
shit. Yeah. What if I told you he cost 50% more to put on the table? Like, oh, he's terrible. Like, he's just so boring. Oh my god, I fucking hate Bullseye. He's so stupid because he's clearly just the best mathematical model to take, and that's the only reason to put him on the table. What he does is not entertaining. He just stands there and throws daggers at you. It's so boring.
So I'm going to need you to defend yourself. You finally had an opportunity to put Punisher in a list, have it published as your favorite and most fun, and you did not.
Because Ant-Man is more fun.
Stop it.
It hurts me to say it out loud, but it's true.
So you guys are done then, huh?
What do you mean?
You
No,
and Punisher?
I love
He's
Punisher.
going home. He's going home. He's done. I love how he slid himself into your list.
No, Punisher is great. I love Punisher. It is funny how like both of those models are like in the same wheelhouse. They're both like legacy models that they'll never print again. Like it's like they'll never give a model that can move without spending an action and has auto rapid fire. And then they'll also never print a model that has transform and free place 3.
Jesus
They'll
Christ.
never do that again either.
It is crazy. It really is
I
crazy.
can't believe both of those models exist. Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah, how is it even possible? Fucking
I don't even
Ant-Man.
understand.
Ant-Man
Like,
can move.
just thinking about it, it just upsets me. Like, it's like, how did they do this?
He moves, does his fucking giant punch in your face, gains a bunch of power, and then sprays the fuck out of you with his fucking spender
Yeah.
on turn 1.
Fucking-
How
He
is
just
that
throws
possible?
ants at, he's like pocket sand, bitch. Like, he just
Jesus
throws shit in your
Christ.
face. Oh, man. He's so funny. Yeah, Ant-Man's fucking stupid. Did I tell you guys, I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but like, Kenny's reaction to me playing Ant-Man in the team tournament, I was like, all right, I got Ant-Man in my squad. And he's like, what does Ant-Man do? I was like, don't worry about it. I'll tell you later. He's like, and I was like, I need to go, because I was at the time I was running the cameras in the Judgment Hall. So I kept running back and forth. It's like a quarter mile to the Judgment Hall from that shit. So I was like literally running to the Judgment Hall to turn on the cameras and then running back to the team tournament.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, hey, just if they try to attack Ant-Man, don't do anything and wait for me to get back. I run back. And I was just sitting there. I was like looking at my phone. I was like, all right, I have this long time. I need to go back to the Judgment Hall. He's like, Brandon, they're attacking Ant-Man. I was like, wait, stop. Just jump up. I was like, wait, stop. I was like, so and I look at the table and Ant-Man is right next to Honey Badger. I was like, oh, that's not good. I was like, all right, so I'm going to transform onto this car. So I lose Ankle Biter and I gain cover. It's like, and also I gain 2 rerolls on defense. And I was like, this is so much better. And Kenny's like, what the fuck? He can just do that? I was like, yeah, it's great. It was so fun. I'm still expecting Kenny to buy Ant-Man any day now.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You don't know?
I don't know about that.
I think he's going to do it.
I think he needs to have a really good run and win a bunch of games in a row or something, and then he'll be back. He'll be like, cool. He has to have some fun.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, the lists he tends to play like need dice. I mean, granted, most of the things are really good, but it's an emotional roller coaster that he puts himself on in every game.
Yeah. Does Kenny still listen to this podcast?
Yes.
So is this a good opportunity to roast him?
No.
No?
I mean, that's always a good opportunity to roast anyone, but...
Yeah.
I like how tentative you guys are. All right. Moving on to our next segment. We've got Do I Have Donkey Brains?
Oh, okay.
So this segment is based around one person picking a model that they really like, despite them not being popular, defending their position, and then having the other two cast members tell them if they have donkey brains or not.
I mean, we did this a couple months ago. I don't remember which ones I picked then.
I don't remember who we picked either.
Should I just pick the same ones without knowing it?
Hopefully it's not.
Okay.
It probably is. All right, we're going to move on. All right. So for Do I Have Donkey Brains, I've selected Peter 1 as my favorite 4-pointer. Most fun to play, rather. So the reason I like this model is they have more access to board control than any other model in the game. They have attack that moves people on the wild, about a 50% chance. They have a superpower that automatically moves people with the web line, and they also have a superpower that automatically throws people up to size 3. And it's a good range on it as well. So, is this model in the current meta worth its value as a 4-pointer? Because we've got 4-pointers have really been reinvented in the last year, I would say, in this game. And does a model with these legacy style game mechanics where they are really just kind of all in on one aspect of the game, is this model still worth putting on the table? We've got Gwenum, we've got Spider-Woman, we've got several other good 4-pointers like Agent Venom in this same affiliation at the 4-point slot. Is this model still worth including in your roster? I assert that they are, and they bring something unique to the table. What do you guys think? Do I have donkey brains, or am I making a good argument?
Do I have to give an answer?
Yes.
Shit. Then you do not have donkey brains.
What is the... So, when you choose Spider-Man, are you choosing Spider-Man and Gwen, or is Spider-Man the upgrade to Gwen in your list? Do you take them both?
No, generally when I take... Gwen is already in the list. I don't think I've ever played Web Warriors, I don't think I've ever played Web Warriors without Gwen, unless it was a very specific game. Where it's like, okay, Gwen is bad in this matchup for X reason. Like they have Sleeper Agent or something like that negates my reactionary abilities, where I've chosen not to play Gwen on purpose. It is not as instead of, it is generally speaking in addition to, because they're giving me 2 webline plus impact webbing models will give you more board control than any other combination of 7 points.
No, I think you're right. I mean, I've played against it. I think being how good board control and the extract game is already with webs, like everyone kind of admitted, the extract game is on fucking fire with them. But, board control is also amazing and adding more and more and more. I mean, you're tripling down on the same thing, which it's winning the game. That's what you're tripling down on. You're not, how do I reroll dice more? It has nothing to do with that. It's like, how do I win faster? It's definitely a model that does that. So I think it's, I do not think you have donkey brains on this subject.
Okay. Awesome. I've defeated you by not having donkey brains.
Well done. Your brains are not that of a donkey. Your certificate will arrive in the mail.
I need the certificate. Honestly, if you don't give me a certificate, I'm going to feel bad.
It's actually a sack of cat piss.
That's fine.
That's also fine.
I just need a physical representation of my greatness.
Is there an affiliation? Does criminals play scenario better than webs, but webs are better at the extract game? Like, what is the Kingpin versus webs scenario?
In my experience, in the early days of webs, it was much better to have criminals. Because criminals, just the counting as 2 was too good. As far as the board control webs could bring, it would really kick in later. So if you could survive the blitz, it was fine. But in my games versus Aaron, I was probably trying to go too elite. I should have just gone wider because I was basically trying to combat his 7 wide criminals list with me playing 5 wide web warriors. And it was just, you would do stuff like I'd walk up and try a web line, or excuse me, an impact webbing. And I would miss the wild, and then I wouldn't be able to get the value I needed out of my model to make up the difference. And so even if I walk up impact webbing, web line, I'm basically just trading 1 for 1 when all of his other models count for 2. And it wasn't enough to keep up the math. And so I'd basically get behind 3 to 5 or 2 to 6 sometimes. And it would just be too much for me to climb out of later in the game. Because webs aren't great at doing, burst damage. They can fight when they need to, but they're not great at just, bursting somebody down. And also with the advent of, Rhino and some other models like Black Cat, we're basically both playing Black Cat, so it kind of negates itself. And so my Black Cat's not doing anything. His Black Cat's counting as 2 models when my Black Cat's not doing anything. Because all of the basic mechanics of the model are negated because we're both doing the same thing. But his model's still counting as 2. And so I couldn't keep up with that kind of attrition in the scenario game. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, it's interesting because I think the answer is if you have Gwen and the standard core, I think it's a very close game. If you bring a second webline model like Peter 1, I think it really gives you an advantage because most of their lists can't deal with 2 of their models getting automatically controlled off of points, especially after they've activated. And so I think it's really worth it if you can do that. The examples, I went to the WTC, the one game I played against criminals, as soon as he saw the value of having a second webline model on the table, he couldn't keep up with it. So I felt ever since then, it's just been an automatic take against lists like Kingpin. So it's worked out for me. I don't know that it's going to work every time, but in my experience, Peter 1 has really put me over the edge versus Kingpin.
Fair enough. Aaron, how does Webs do against Sentinels?
They should do really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a 2% chance of losing the game.
You fucker.
What I personally recommend is not trying to webline Sentinels.
Okay, I'm listening.
Jeremy, what do you recommend?
Well, I do in fact have donkey brains. All I know is just run in and get completely laser-faced off the table.
That's
My
definitely
name is Taserface.
A route to the 2%.
I took a road less taken. Let's say I made my own road. Went the long way, if you will.
You could have taken the high road or the low road. You took the uphill road.
Oh man, quite a thrashing that was.
Yeah. I remember watching you go, I'm going to webline this Sentinel, and Aaron goes, the fuck you are.
He gets so excited when he fucks me. He gets so excited. He's such a good teacher.
God damn it.
You can't do that. Fuck your face. I'm like, whoa.
You remember it now, though, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Sure do. But how you going to learn? All right.
Are Jeremy and I going to pick models now, or are we just going to start each
other? No, that's
other?
it. I got the next thing. You guys ready?
Sure.
Hey, Jeremy. So, did you hear that NASA was launching a satellite to say sorry to the aliens?
No, I did not hear that.
It's called Apollo G.
Oh. Cool.
You don't like any of my jokes, Jeremy.
Nope.
Oh, boy. Alrighty. Well, do you guys have anything else you want to chat about today?
What is the next...
Alrighty.
Hold on. What is the next release for Marvel movies? Isn't there Avengers coming soon? Isn't that a thing?
Oh,
For the love of God,
it's I think Deadpool 3 is the next movie that's major.
Oh, speaking of that, I finally watched the trailer.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, God.
I've been actively avoiding trailers.
So good.
Because I don't want to see anything, but I'm very excited.
Jesus Christ. I'm so excited about that movie.
Mm-hmm. I'm so hard right now.
Oh.
I'm so happy that we got to see Hugh Jackman in a movie with Wade Wilson.
Yes. It should be absolutely glorious.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I might actually let my kids watch Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2. They're finally of the age of where we've watched so much language.
I mean, you had already watched Ninja Scroll by the time you were this age.
Oh, shit. It's bananas, the things that I've seen. That's back when...
You're watching snuff films by the time you were
there was
your
basically...
kid's age.
The dark web was just the web back in those days.
Yeah.
You want to buy someone's foot? And I'm like, holy, what?
Excuse me.
But yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome. I'm so excited. But yeah, the next one, Secret Wars, right? That whole situation, that shit is supposed to be coming, right?
I mean, yeah, it's like still super far out, but I'm very excited, like how they're going to introduce Doctor Doom into the MCU. I'm very excited.
I hope they do it all justice, honestly. Like, I would love to get the thrill again of like a fucking awesome movie. Yeah, no, I just want Doom done not shittily in the MCU. I'm so excited for that. Not shittily.
I mean, honestly, like, if you go back and watch Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, it's a absolute trash fire of a movie. But if you only watch the first 20 minutes, it starts off really well.
Is Doom in it? Like, I never saw it.
Yeah, Doom is in it. Doom's in both of the Fantastic Four movies. And he's basically, they say, we're sorry we fucked up Doom so bad. We're going to retcon everything we did before this. And you go, okay, I'm listening. You have my attention. And they go, so hear me out. This time, he's going to be not completely dog shit. And you're like, all right, you have my full attention. And then they move into, but what if we don't really try, though? And I'm like, God damn it. Like, can you just fucking give 1% effort? Just do what it says on the paper that I've read 1,000 times. You fucking piece of shit. Anyway, yeah. So it started off very great, and then it just fucking devolves into nothing immediately.
Is that gonna be like summer of 2025? Like, I don't.
I
guess I could look it up. Christ.
I haven't looked it up. Again, I try to avoid spoilers because things are going to come when they come. I just try and not get spoilers. But I would expect the Secret Wars is probably going to end of 25. Which, again, I mean, it's cool that we know this stuff, but like, I'm honestly over having super advanced spoilers. Yeah. I think it'd be better if we didn't know this shit till like 2 months before it came out.
It says 2026.
It's just, you get bored with it. 2026? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, they announced this shit in 23. Like, early 23. They announced shit in 26. Like, come on, guys. Like, no one's going to care by the time that shit comes out. Hey, Jeremy?
Huh?
I don't know if you know this, but at the Geekery, we have like a monthly calendar. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, somebody tore out the entire month of May. So now I'm dismayed that I don't have a 5th month in my calendar.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Nope.
No?
Nope.
All right. I'm going to have to dig deep for this one then. All right, Jeremy. Why shouldn't you wear glasses if you play football?
I don't know.
Because it's a contact sport.
That's a little clever. I mean, you get...
You like that one? You like that one?
A little bit.
Okay. A little.
I'm not...
Like small.
I'm not
discs.
Like super angry at you. I'm just disappointed.
All right. We're going to count that as a win, boys. We're going to count it.
Bank that. Yeah.
It's a contact sport. Jeremy, what do you call 4 bullfighters in quicksand? Go.
Don't know.
Quattro Cinco.
Nope.
That's the original dad joke from the cast.
Yep.
All right, Aaron's about to fucking hang himself, so we're gonna call it for tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Brandon.
Jeremy.
And Aaron.
And you just listened to The Gang Choose Their Favorites. So what are we going to call this thing?
I got it. Okay. Incredible, new, fantastic, astonishing, mighty, original, uncanny, sensational podcast.
I'm just going to put down infamous. And we're back
Woo!
from outer space.
God damn.
Something, look upon your face. All right. I was pretty low energy before we started recording, but this White Russian is really helping me get that energy back.
It's just pulsing.
Yeah, I could run through a styrofoam wall right now. I mean, I assume by the time we actually get to the meat of the cast, the thickness, if you will, I'll be ready to run through at least cardboard.
My God.
Aaron looks disinterested.
That's his disinterestedness.
Yep. Aaron, I will probably get with you tomorrow if you're going to be at the store to have you help me identify who is who in the battle reports.
Okay. I intend on being there. I don't know how early. As part of my taking care of everything adult today, checking out the cars, one of them has a nail in a tire, so I had to get that fixed like at 8 a.m.
Oof.
And then I go up to my daughter, I'm like, why are you driving around in a car that has the tire pressure light on? She's like,
And
well,
she said, well, it was driving fine.
Mom said it was okay. Side-eye glance.
So tell me, Aaron, do your children normally start fights between you and your wife? Or is it just today?
Clearly, you don't have kids.
I do not. I also don't have a wife.
Yes. They will always take every opportunity to be like, well, Dad said.
You're the reason your parents yell.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. We're starting today in gold fashion right here. Oh, man. Where's Parker? We can't make fun of Parker. Damn it.
Oh, we can.
Why not? Wait, time out?
Don't, yeah. I actually made fun of Parker on the other cast.
Nice.
Yeah, I got him in Dimension 5.
Hell yeah.
I don't think I made fun of him. I mentioned him. Maybe I did. I don't even know.
For people at home, hopefully you can't hear my fan. It's a little warm in my office, so I turned on my fan, so hopefully it's not too loud. All right, we're going to have a double segment here once we get to the meat of this. We're going to do the draft, and then we're going to have a follow-up segment called Do I Have Donkey Brains?
Okay.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, I know. But all right, well, I know this is not going to last, so I'm going to go get my other drink now.
Did you say we're doing 6 threats or not doing 6 threats?
Yes, 6. Not 7s, not 8s. That's it.
Okay.
Well, there's only how many 6
There's
threats?
only six threats. So,
It seems the water's awfully shallow.
And one of them's Thanos, so yeah. How about 6 plus threat? Let's do that.
I don't know. I'll wait. Guy. I'll dive into that later.
Okay.
I'm good here. So you adulted the shit out of today, huh, Aaron?
Oh, yeah. Gave myself tetanus. That was bad.
Oh, no. What did you do?
Ripping off
Stab
the lattice.
yourself?
Yeah. Ripped off the lattice on the underside of my porch.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of these screws were they were stripped and wouldn't come out. So it was literally ripping the lattice through the screws.
Yep.
And so there were still a bunch of screws left in the wood that I'll get to eventually. But in the meantime, I stabbed one straight through my hand.
Ugh.
Went and got that took care of. And then about 5 minutes later, my parent comes up. He's like, how'd you take care of that? I'm like, washed it off, put on hydrogen peroxide. He's like, got it. And walks in the house. Like,
oh, God.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Wow. I came back at a very bad time.
How is all the printing projects going, Brandon?
Good. I just shipped out 8 orders today. So caught up again. I got 2 in the works that are mostly done. I have a repeat customer that wants me to start printing a bunch of big stuff, so that's exciting.
Ooh.
I am printing cool stuff. I assume none of our local 40K players listen to this Marvel Crisis Protocol podcast, but if they do, we're starting Warhammer Mondays, which is Warhammer Mondays starting this coming Monday. If you show up on the first day, you get free Battle Shock tokens printed by me. If not, then you have to pay for them after that. So
I don't remember getting any free Battle Shock tokens.
did you show up on Monday?
I'm there every Monday.
Yeah, I was
Monday,
there.
May 6th.
Oh, we
You
will
showed up
be.
on Monday, May 6th.
We will be there.
There you go.
I look
Then you'll
forward
get
to
some
my Battle Shock token.
As long as you play a game 40K, you'll get Battle Shock tokens.
I played them. I played them years ago. They're great.
How many models is required to play a game? Can I show up with one?
I'd say if you can convince somebody to let you borrow their army and then concede immediately, I'd be okay with that.
It's not.
But I'm going to need you to get each of you to get somebody to agree to let you borrow their army, and then you can concede the match and
What
walk
makes
away
you
from
think
the
I don't
game.
have an army ready to go?
Are you going to bring it to the store on Monday?
Fuck yeah.
All right.
For a free
You'll get
token?
Battle Shock tokens.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's 5. You get 5 Battle Shock tokens.
Nice.
Oh my god. I'm so in.
Aaron's like, for that, I would have left my judgment at home. Yeah. They're kind of similar to the priority tokens and stuff I've shown you guys in the past. They just are much smaller and say Battle Shock.
Speaking of tokens,
Mm-hmm.
what's Nigel doing with our tokens?
What do you mean?
The Judgment token set of Dreams.
I am not involved in that. I don't know why you're asking me.
God damn it. All right, hold on.
I
Aaron.
think he had...
Are you
So I
going
do
to
know
message him? Because otherwise I was going to
behind the
message him.
scenes stuff, he had some shit come up that was kind of an emergency, so he's been dealing with that for the last week or so. Long story short, stupid people are stupid, and the legal system is not great.
All right, so what I'm
Anyway.
saying is I want my tokens.
Hmm.
I mean, I heard some things that you said, not a lot. I didn't hear anything about it's on the way or my hands will have them within the next few days.
I will say this, I would be shocked and annoyed if they were already in the mail based on what I know.
Well, they aren't even, like, we haven't bought them yet. We're waiting for him to, like, make them so we can then buy them.
I know.
I assume,
Just
unless
saying.
Jeremy's working some underhanded deals where he's like, I don't care what they are, how much they cost, just send them to me.
Well,
Here's my
generally speaking,
checking account.
my thought was the store would buy them and you guys would just buy them from the store, but I don't know how you guys have that set up.
We have nothing set up.
That's what I expected. Generally speaking, when I'm not directly involved with something, that's how it works.
Now we would set the shit out of something.
I think that
I'd said it so hard you don't even know.
That's right. Take
Hold on,
that
I have to
middleman,
crack
cut it
open
right out.
My second double White Russian. Hold on. There we go.
I have to go to the DMV probably next Tuesday.
Ooh, yeah, you used the wrong word there. Have to is you don't have to. You can become a sovereign citizen and move out into the desert.
Yeah, but I respect myself, so
That's fair. I mean, everyone gets to make their choice.
I have to get a driver's license in the state of Missouri, register a brand new car, and apply for an alternative fuel decal for that car, all at the same time.
you're
It's
going
going
to
to be
need
a
to
blast.
set aside about 15 minutes.
12 and a half maybe.
Just set aside, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes.
will
You could leave the
say-
car running, I think.
Based on conversation, well, I mean, you can't because it's an electric car, so it doesn't run. But based on my experience, I can say that people from my area are fairly blessed when it comes to DMV experience. Our whole system is completely automated, and so you basically just text a phone number and tell them when you're going to show up, and they have an appointment for you. You walk in with they tell you what stuff you need to bring with you in the text chain, and you just go in and you're like, this please, and then they take your money and you leave. That's
Nice.
it. It takes like 5 minutes.
I mean, I'll need a photograph for my license, and they'll do that there.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind our local DMV, and it just recently changed over contractors, like because the state just
There's like
contracts it out.
9 people live in your county, so it's pretty easy. You just go
Significantly
talk
more
to
than
that
that.
one guy.
But
I don't know.
they now have someone who checks you when you come in, like, what are you here for? Let me sell your documents, so you don't
Yeah.
wait if you're missing something. Like, no, go home, get this.
Yeah.
So
I imagine
We'll see,
it's
but I'm-
something. It's something like the opening scenes of Andy Griffith's show, with like the dog and like the jail cells kind of open, kids whistling, throwing
Oh.
things in the pond.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I just can't. So I of course have all my paperwork all printed out and ready to go. But since I'm getting a new driver's license and the driver's license number is required on the title application, do I put the one I have right now or the one I will be getting that day? And
I would
does it
wait
matter which
and
one I
ask
go
them
first?
While you're there.
I did. It's
'Cause-
blank.
Yeah, I was going to say. Speaking of printed out, does anyone have a printer they don't need? Turns out the one kind of printer I don't have is a printer of paper.
I do have a color one. You just have to buy ink for it. It's the problem.
If you have the printer, I will gladly buy ink for it.
Yeah, it's in my closet. The problem is I don't. If you use it, that means you have to buy more ink. So I just stuck it in the closet. Like, I'm done.
Yeah, I know. No, there's this really weird fallacy that the ink is more expensive than the printer, because people buy a printer and it comes with an ink cartridge, and then they go to use it and they run out of ink. They look it up and the ink cartridge is more expensive than the printer, which is how it's supposed to work, generally speaking, if you're buying a low-end printer. But they don't tell you that the ink cartridge that comes in the box is 10% of the ink cartridge you're buying later.
Yeah,
and so
that's true.
People think that the ink is more expensive than the printer when actually, well, it is, but they think that it's cheaper to just throw it out and buy a new printer. It's not. They're not giving you a special rate on the ink. They're just giving you way less of it. And so that's a misconception people have. Yeah. I've watched people I knew that I thought were intelligent throw away a printer and go buy a new one. I'm just like, ooh, yeah, we're going to have to reevaluate our relationship because you're dumb as rocks.
Yeah, if I remember, I'll bring you it.
What'd you say, Aaron?
So I like the one we've got. It's got a different, as opposed to one color ink cartridge, it has the 3 colors. So I have 4 ink cartridges. I have black, cyan, yellow, and red.
3 primaries, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to replace one color just because I printed a bunch of red or whatnot.
Yeah. If I get another one for my house, because obviously my work has an excellent printer.
It does.
But if I get another one for my house, I'll just get a laser, not colored, just black and white laser, because that does everything. And then, for a normal human being, you don't have to replace those very often.
Yeah. No, I need to print packing slips and shipping labels for my Etsy store, and I don't have. I threw out my printer when I moved because I'd had it since 2008, maybe 2010. So it's just super fucking old, and it was expensive, and it's just a piece of shit at this point. So I threw it out when I moved, and I was like, because I'd never printed anything, I didn't use it in 8 years.
Most people don't.
Oh shit! Yeah, now I need to print stuff on an almost daily basis, and so I basically have to wait to ship things till I get to work, but I'm using my work printer all the time, and I'd rather just be able to print it from home. I also ordered a shipping scale, things that every person clearly needs to fucking own.
I've got one.
You've got one, so the government doesn't rip you off.
Yeah.
I sent a bunch of, I eBayed a bunch of stuff a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funnily enough, because I've worked in warehouses for a long time, you can get away with a lot of thumb on the scale measurements when it comes to shipping. Very rarely will they actually backcharge you for the difference.
All I know is that'll get you into a fight if you use the Karate Kid 2 scenario. You can't.
Karate Kid 2.
When he goes to Okinawa.
You said Karate Kid 2. What I heard was 3 Ninjas 2, which is a vastly different movie. They're both very similar, but they're very different at the same time.
It'll get you into a fight.
Gotcha.
It'll get you into a fight. Yeah, and you'll have to break ice blocks, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
You really don't want to have to do
What funnily enough, what happens is they just charge you the difference. And I'm like, wait, so if you didn't catch it, it was free, and if you do catch it, I owe what I owed in the first place.
You're going to end up going to...
I tend to err on the light side most of the time.
You're going to go to postage jail? Is that a thing?
I guess. What are they going to do? My scale's off. Sorry. I put my gun on the scale, and then I zero it, and I take the gun off, and then I pay the package on there.
This thing is short a gun weight.
Yeah. And so when I post things, they're generally negative 12 ounces because my gun is very heavy.
They're like, sir, you start with a gun, and then, yes, obviously.
Anything that weighs less than the gun is free to ship, turns out. I didn't know if you knew that. Oh, boy. I really need to get some more games in, so if one of you guys are free when you get to the store tomorrow, I would like to play a game.
Yup. I'm the same way. Need to get some games in. I'm going to play in the tournament on Saturday. Simply just to try and get reps. It has nothing to do with... I would like to do good, but I would much rather kind of weigh my odds on trying to do stuff that see how far I can stretch it. Because I still...
So I think the funny thing is, clearly you and I should switch lists, because I've played a ton of webs, and you love playing high-tempo aggression. And, like, we both like that, right? Like, that's not a new thing. But
Are you doing
it's
Guardians?
just, no, I'm playing X-Force.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, X-Force is my style for sure.
But I think both of us just don't care so much that we're totally happy playing what we're playing. And so it's just interesting because I've never been at that point in MCP where I just wanted to fuck around more than I wanted to compete. And so I'm really taking advantage of that.
I find it to be strange because it plays entirely different than I thought the game should play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like staring at models and they're getting hit and stuff, and it's like, does it even matter? I don't know. Like, I don't think it matters.
You're like Dr. Manhattan standing on Mars, like, does it even matter?
Exactly. Like, oh, that guy got dazed. Wait, I've got lots of guys. Wait.
Did that guy have an objective?
Matter?
No, I literally could not care less.
It's so weird. I'm used to playing 5 and 6 point models where, like, it cannot daze before turn 4.
Is this how Stalin felt? Is this how Stalin felt when he sent all those people? Like,
oh my god.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Have you drove your car anymore, Aaron?
Nope.
No, he can't afford to.
Keeping that sucker all charged up and ready?
Well, I am currently above the, I would call it glide slope, but the number of miles I should have driven.
You're above your allotment.
You
need to write an app where you can just type in the number of miles your car has on it, and it will tell you how many miles you have available to you.
Or I could just remember it.
Nah.
It's actually a huge issue because my wife does not see eye to eye with me on trying to match up my mileage with my warranty.
Did she just flatly say, don't be dumb, and went to drive the car? And you're like, wait.
So she was very emotional.
Ooh.
And then she came back in the room. She's like, I have to remember that for you, this is fun. Like the trying to keep it at 833 miles driven per month. Because her opinion is, we bought the car, let's have fun with the car, let's drive the car.
Well, also, like, it's the honeymoon period. You want to drive it. It's the new thing. And so, like, limiting yourself right now when in 6 months it'll be old hat, I think that makes sense. Like, that you want to drive it now, and it's okay that you go a little over and then just make up for it later.
Well, it's going to go a lot over if I keep driving it back and forth to Kansas City. But she was like,
Well,
that's
just
why we
let
bought
her
it,
drive
right?
it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
No, we bought it because you want an electric car. So
let her drive it.
Oh, she can drive wherever she wants.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really
as long
her
as
car.
it's within a certain amount of miles on a certain day.
You just give her a circle. Draw a circle around your house on Google Maps. And be like, this is how far you can go from the house per day. And you have to, that's the one trip you get.
No, she's going to drive it however much she wants to drive it. And then if she's ever under the allotment, I'll bring it to the city.
Mm-hmm. For people that don't know what the fuck we're talking about at home, Aaron has a 100,000 mile 10-year warranty and does not want it to expire before 10 years. And so he's trying to match up the miles to the years. Yes, he's insane.
All I know is
yes,
is
we've tried to convince him that it's stupid.
I think it's great, and it makes so much sense. But the second that somebody wanted to fight with me about it, I'd be like, okay, never mind. Like, it's not worth it. But I can imagine like the tension and stuff between you two, just because it makes so much sense. But like, not for someone who doesn't give a shit about stuff like that. Like, it's just, oh my god.
Yeah, like I would care more about the fact that I'm saving quote unquote gas, fuel costs.
Yeah.
But the fuel cost is about somewhere between 25 and 40%.
But your car already
insignificant.
has really good gas mileage.
Yeah, I already get 40 miles at a gallon, so.
Yeah. So you're talking about getting maybe another, what, you're like 55 roughly?
Miles to the gallon for the...
Yeah, on the electric car, the equivalent
The equivalent's going to be somewhere around 100.
Oh, that's not... Wait, well, how much did you say?
25 to 40% of the cost of the gas car is what I spend on the electric car.
Oh, so you're 75%
Not
savings, not...
Yeah, not savings.
Yeah,
60 to 75 is the savings. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, anyone who has seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine knows that I'm looking at Aaron like Captain Holt right now. Hey, Aaron, quick question. Do you know what Captain Holt's favorite movie is?
No, I do not.
It's Moneyball.
I do like me some Billy Bean.
He loves it because a man uses statistics and math to win several baseball games. His exact quote on why he loves the movie. And then it cuts to him in the theater crying, and he's like, the analytics. And it cuts away.
I swear, I love that show, and for some reason, I just haven't sat and watched it.
Oh my god,
like, a lot.
it's so good.
It's so
There's
good.
almost no misses. It's so great. Brooklyn Nine-Nine might be my favorite comedy in the last 10 years. It's so good.
It is good. Every time I watch it, every episode is really great. And I
I regret,
haven't been watching
to this
it.
day, I regret not putting Brooklyn Nine-Nine on my sitcom list.
To this day. Do we need to
It's so
rehash
good.
some of these topics?
We do. We need to do police comedies go. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 100%.
Police comedies go.
Alrighty. Alright, I think I'm properly lubricated. I've got 1.7 White Russians inside of me right now.
Good job.
Wait, no, hold on. That didn't come out right.
Came out exactly perfect.
It's alright. It's fine. I said what I said. No regrets. Hey, Jeremy, I got something for you.
Mm.
My wife threatened to leave me if I kept using Star Wars puns, but the divorce is strong with this one. No, I got nothing out of that.
I didn't
thought
like
that
that
was a
one.
good one.
That was dumb.
You like it? Okay.
No.
That's fucking stupid.
You don't like it? I
No.
thought it was a good one.
Hey, well, you're wrong.
That was strike 1. Or 3.
The next one's going to be so much worse. I hope you know that.
Oh, God.
All right. You guys ready to get started?
That sounds awesome.
Okay. Here we go. We did it, guys.
Hooray.
I'm only mostly still drunk.
Yeah? Well done.
Nice. All right, Aaron. What do I have to do to get you to read Dresden Files?
A, wait until I finish the current series I'm on. B,
Yeah, but you've already said several times you can read that in an afternoon. So what are we waiting for?
well, are you going to loan or buy me all of the Dresden books?
I will buy you the first 3. When do you turn 56?
2 years ago.
Ooh, I thought you were only 56. Oh, shit.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, so when do you turn 70?
In 3 years.
Ooh.
In 3 years.
Yikes.
Woo.
Guys, I don't know if you're a fan of the show or specifically a fan of Aaron, but please send him your appreciation posts now. He won't be with us much longer. I'll buy you the first 3 paperback novels if you really want to read them in paperback. However, the audio book version of this series is read by James Marsters, one of my favorite voice actors. I highly recommend that you at least experience the audiobook version. However, if you really want the paperbacks, I'll buy you the first 3.
Okay. We will discuss again when I get done with the series I'm on.
Okay. How long till that's done?
If I actually focus on it, about 2 weeks.
Okay.
I have no intention on actually focusing on it.
I'm going to go pee.
I have
I'm
a
going to
little...
go pee. Hold on. I'm a sea of rage right now. I need to just be a normal rage and not be a sea. So I'm gonna go pee.
Oh, my
I'll be back.
God.
Shut up. What'd I miss?
Nothing.
Oh, shit. All right, you guys ready for the Mojos?
Mm-hmm.
Hells
Okay.
yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
How sure are you?
22% sure.
Okay. Jeremy, what was your Matt Damon picks? Did you do Dogma?
No.
Okay, I did Dogma. You did Departed?
Yes.
Okay, you did Departed. Okay, so I'm going first this week. All right, we're doing board games.
Board
Okay.
games.
Change this. Are we sure we don't have anything good? We're just going to do board games.
Board games.
Board games, okay.
So if I get a Kindle Unlimited subscription for $12 a month, I think all of the Dresden Files are on there.
I believe that is correct. Have you never had a Kindle?
Many years ago, was never interested. but
You had one but weren't interested at the time.
I got used to the tactile feeling of pages and holding a book a certain way, so
Okay, that's fair.
it was a gift. It wasn't something I actively searched out, so I just never ended up using it much. But
Aaron, I have a compliment and a dig at you, if that's okay.
no, it's not. Continue.
Okay. Well, I'd like to say that I think you are probably the most natural tactical reader that I've ever met, but you don't read at all. I'm not sure that you've actually ever read a book in my entire life.
He can't read good.
Can't read good. Alright, fine. I guess we'll do board games now. I was trying to distract us with something like actually entertaining.
Oh.
I don't know what to pick first. I don't play... I just want to preface this with I don't play board games. Like, hardly ever. Alright. So my first pick is going to be Pandemic.
Solid pick.
I guess I should have prefaced this. Are we counting different versions of the same game?
It would feel cheesy if you went Pandemic Legacy and then I chose Pandemic Non-Legacy, but
Yeah.
that's
what I'm saying.
Technically,
it's all lumped together. It's the same game. It's just
I think technically I
expansions.
could, but that would be
Well, if
like
you do, I'm
cheesy
going to
as
shit
hell.
down your throat. So
Okay,
we're
so
gonna
just to be clear, are you picking the non-legacy version of Pandemic?
I'm picking all versions of Pandemic.
All versions.
Yeah. Fuck you. All right. I'm going with Pandemic. I love it. Now, I want to preface this. I know a lot of people don't like Pandemic because the result can be technically that one person kind of just tells everybody what to do based on what the best play is. When we play Pandemic, we play with hands concealed. So you can only see your own hand and you can't ask people what cards they're holding. It makes the game a little bit more difficult, but it also encourages free thinking. And so we like to play that way.
Yeah.
I think it's really great. I think it's a complex, difficult game that is challenging. And I like challenging board games. I don't like board games where you just kind of walk through it and it's just over after a while. So I like Pandemic. It's always fun to play. That's my pick.
Cool.
Jeremy, you're up number 2.
Number 2. I've always said it since it came out, and I'll keep saying it. I think Gloomhaven is one of the best designed games. The most fun. It's co-op. It's not a versus. Nobody's being a dick to each other. The game is just being a dick to you. It's a great crunchy game. You can dive into it and spend 6 months trying to figure that game out. And and at the end, it does have like a completion. You're like, okay, and now I have finished it. Excellent. It's a good game.
I think Gloomhaven is the one I've enjoyed the most of those like heavy RPG style board games. So yeah, good pick. Aaron, you're up with the final pick of the first round.
Final pick of the first round is Twilight Struggle. That is an amazing fucking game.
That's the Cold War game, right?
Mm-hmm. It's 2-player,
Never played
Cold
that
War.
one.
Say what, Jeremy?
I've never played it.
Ooh. Well,
I have played
now
a lot
I've
of games.
I've
How can
heard
you not?
very good things about this game.
It is incredible. My wife and I got it, and our first game took 10 hours. They're down to
Wow.
like 1.5 now. I was just learning the rules and everything, but we immediately just played again. It's a game that you kind of have to play several times to understand what cards. So there are a certain number of cards that so the game plays in 3 eras, and a certain number of cards are available for the first era. And you have to know what they are because either you have them or your opponent does, or they're still waiting to be drawn. And if your opponent has a card, you can't play one of yours, if that kind of makes sense. It would be strategically bad to do so. And then scoring is random throughout the game, so it's all about... But the scoring is via cards. So if you draw a card that says Score Europe, it sucks because you have to play that card, meaning you're not going to get an action card, if you will. But you know Europe's being scored, so you can use your other actions to enhance your position in Europe. But if you do that, that tells your opponent, ooh, maybe he's scoring Europe. And so there's a lot of bluffing going on back and forth. It's just a super tight tactical, strategic war game. So hats off to the devs for Twilight Struggle.
I've heard a lot of good things about that
Yep.
game. What do you got for number 2?
Okay, we're going to go in a different direction. And we're going to go with the most themey, but also awesome board game I've ever played, and it's Dungeon Lords. This is the first iteration, I think, before all the video games did it, where you control the dungeon and you are trying to kill the heroes as they come quest and steal your gold and treasure. So
is that the
that always looked cool.
tile-based game?
it is not tile. No.
Okay.
It is very much a Euro game. It's worker placement. It's
Okay.
like basically Snake activation order. And for instance, if there's 4 people, then only 2 people, I think, can hire imps. Right? So if I hire an imp and the person behind me hires imps, then the rest of the imp hiring is frozen for the turn. So then you have to go with buying traps or, leveling up your monster or whatever the case may be. So it's very much a Euro game a la Puerto Rico, Settlers of Catan. You're just, it's resource management, worker placement. But the theme on that game is just over the top. It is amazing. So there's an expansion called Dungeon Pets, which takes it to a whole nother level. I love that game, Dungeon Lords. Check it out.
Yeah, I've not seen that one. I've seen a different game that is tile-based. Okay.
No, it's a little more rare, but especially if you have a family with kids around 8 to 12 who are interested in the fantasy genre. Our family had a lot of fun playing Dungeon Lords. It is a little more in-depth game, though. It's not like Candyland.
Okay. Jeremy, you're up. Second pick.
So I did a co-op. Now I'm going to do versus Eclipse, for those that have not played it and have maybe heard of Twilight Imperium. Eclipse is Twilight Imperium Light. So instead of having a 15-hour game with your friends, you can basically play, I'm just going to attack planets and ships with my planets and my ships. It's an attack version of Twilight Imperium. It's a very solid game. The rule set is super awesome, and there's only one way to break the game, and I'm pretty sure that the new edition fixed it. Very, very fun game.
Okay, cool.
Space game, sci-fi.
Man, there's 3 games here that all need to be on my list somehow.
Thought you couldn't come up with enough.
No, I think board games I can come up with enough. Well, I would literally hate myself if I didn't put Tichu on the list. Tichu is a card game that is in the board game format. It's a 4-player. You play in teams of 2. It's basically based around a 52 card deck plus 4 jokers, and then they're themed towards I don't know, I guess Oriental theme. But there's the 4 jokers all have unique abilities in the game. And the whole point is that you are taking hands, and so you'll play different versions of hands based on what you've drawn. Each player ends up with a quarter of the deck. You can play single card, you can play pairs, you can play consecutive pairs, you can play straights of 5 cards or more. You can play full houses, and basically the whole point is to go out first. And so you'll have a hand of, I think it's 13 or 14 cards. And your goal is to run out of cards first, and also have your partner go out of cards early in the hand. It's a point scoring game. We used to play this game back in the day at 31st Century until literally the morning. Like, one time we were playing this game, and one of the people just jumps in his chair, looks at his watch, and goes, "Oh no, I have to take my kids to school," and runs out of the store because we'd been playing this game for 7 hours, and we started playing at 3 a.m. And so it's like, "Oh no, my kid's late for school," and he ran out of the store. And he came back, and we kept playing. It's just so fun. I like it because of how fast paced it can be. But it's just a fun little game. I know some people don't like it, but oh man, I love it. Final game I'm going to pick. I'm just going to pick Secret Hitler.
You do like that one.
I do like that one. It's not that it's the best game. It's kind of like Werewolf or any of those other party diplomacy games that you've played where it's secret role. There's not really a board to speak of, although there is a board, but it's not really relevant. It's a political game. You will, at the start of the game, you get dealt a role. You're either a liberal, a fascist, or specifically Hitler. And then the whole point of the game is to find Hitler and kill him before he gains power. And so it's intentionally it's got a lot of satire to it, where it's like making fun of itself as it's going. You will every round the roles move around the table. There is a president and a chancellor. You'll elect the different chancellors will elect a president, and then combined between you'll try to enact a policy. And then based on who gets selected president and chancellor, the group of people playing will vote yes or no to allow them to be the government or not. And then if you fail, you pass it around the table and keep going. So the whole point, if you're a fascist, is to make people think you're a liberal until you gain power and then enact horribly fascist policies. And so it's really fun in that regard. But basically the whole point is it's secret role and you're trying to, all accomplish your goals. But it's super fun. It does devolve into a bit of yelling, but it's a really good party game.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. All right, Jeremy, what's your third pick?
That's hard. It's like trying to figure out which baby to throw away.
Just say Kingdom Death and move on.
No, I'm not going to say that. That is a grueling nightmare of a game. That is a passion project.
I fucking hated it. You made me play that game. I fucking hated it.
The mechanics and to
Trash.
sidestep for a second, the mechanics of that game
Don't
were
defend
original for the time.
Don't
Now
defend it.
games have got better mechanics. Anywho, I love playing Dungeons and Dragons. I hate being creative with my mind of like a character. I don't like being a character. I don't like any of that. So my pick is going to be Pathfinder, the card game. It takes you through an adventure. It allows you to make a few choices here and there. And it is very fun for me or 3 people, whatever. And you get to go to many different things, but it guides you. And you don't have to play fucking grab ass and pretend to speak in a voice or anything like that. So that's what I like.
I want to punch you in the face. So
I know.
hard right
Fuck
now.
you.
First of all, how do you pick this game?
I like that
Secondly,
game.
you like Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I like the idea, and I like rolling dice against monsters.
You like the idea of Coke more than you like Coke?
I like rolling dice against monsters. I like having magic
I'm gonna
weapons.
punch you in the fucking face.
I like all of it. I just don't like pretending to be a character.
I don't
like
think I've
that.
ever been so upset with you in my entire life.
That's fine. We'll get. I'll find a level and then push it beyond that. So have fun.
Do you know how I run an RPG
I know
that's
you do.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Congrats.
And you don't want to play in it.
No, I don't.
Because you don't like Dungeons. Oh my god, I'm so mad.
Because
All
I
right,
don't like
Aaron,
playing
go.
a character.
Aaron, go.
It's not that complicated.
Fucking
Are you that
God
drunk?
damn it. I'm very upset with you. You're lying.
No, I'm not.
You are lying. You
Oh my
don't
God.
like Dungeons and Dragons. Just say that.
I do.
You don't.
I don't like playing a character.
No one's going to ask you to speak in an accent. Like that's
Other
not a
people
thing.
will do it, and I don't like that. It's
Mm-mm.
fucking weird.
No, they don't. Nobody does that. I hate you. Aaron, go.
Okay, my last game is going to be Battle Cry. It
What the
is
fuck is
the
that?
first. Say what?
What is that? I'm excited.
It's the first game in the Command and Colors series. Command and Colors Ancients, I believe, by Richard Borg. This was the game that is most like a tabletop war game that I was able to get my wife to play. So you have units and hexes. So this is the Civil War themed game, So my wife cannot play an open-ended game to where it's like, any of the games that we play. Like you can move any of your models in accordance with their rules. Her mind just explodes. So this game gives you cards. You draw a hand of like 5 cards. And one of the cards would be like, move 1 unit on the left flank. You're like, oh, okay. Or the second card would be move 2 of your infantry units, no matter where they're located. You're like, oh, okay. So it boiled down her options to only those cards. But even for me, someone who's well-versed in, the open-ended strategy, there was enough decisions to make that I found it to be very interesting, while also limiting those decisions to allow my wife or someone who's a little more casual to play the game. So it was almost a perfect crossover between a board game and a miniature tabletop game. And they have gone on to publish probably 7 or 8 different games. The most widely well-known is Memoir 44.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like that.
Uh-huh. That's the second one, World War II theme. It's the most popular. But I will give homage to the original, which was Battlecry. And my potential favorite's Battle Lore, which is the fantasy setting with wizards and whatnot.
That's what I was going to say next.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's those are the type games, but Battlecry was the first one. So
Cool. Good choice. I guess moving on to honorable mentions. My first honorable mention would be Betrayal and House on the Hill, also a great party game. It's good to get newer players into board games with. Basically, the premise is it's a haunted house that a group of people stumble upon and then get trapped inside, and then there is a large book of random encounters based on what things you have discovered in the house when the haunt takes place. It will have a different, like, kind of choose your own adventure style mission involved with it. It's pretty fun. Lots of people have heard of this game. It's great.
I'll throw out Mansions of Madness. It's a lot of fun. It's a Lovecraft game. You're in a mansion. It is driven by an app, and the application tells you where all the monsters and shit are going to come from, and you just kind of follow what the app is telling you to do. And everything is run through the app. So it's a co-op game again. Super, super fun. And if you like, Lovecraft stuff, and it's actually easy enough that, like, it can be a family board game night pretty easily. You don't have to be a crunchy gamer to play it.
Aaron?
I'll give a shout out to Seven Wonders.
Okay.
It's
strong.
I'll explain it for the listeners. You get a hand of cards, you pick one and pass to your left, and then every round takes place that way. So your person to your left will have one less card to choose from, to where you can choose a card you think they're going to need to screw them over, but maybe that's bad for you. Do you just want to pick the cards that are best for you? So it's constant interaction between what is good for you and what's good for your opponents around the table, and trying to take the best option that's going to lead to victory, which may not be the best card for you. So it's really interesting. It's also kind of on the light side if you're looking for something a little more on the casual. But
yeah,
and it's got a bunch of spin-offs with like a 2-player version and some expansions. But there's no downtime, right? So I love games that don't have downtime to where you're constantly doing things. Yeah. Unlike, say, Settlers of Catan, which is kind of a, one of the original board games that kind of started off the new craze as opposed to the old Avalon Hill stuff. Played a lot of Settlers of Catan, but goddamn, is that game boring as hell when, like, your number doesn't come up 6 times in a row.
It's a good intro game to, like, Euro styles, but it's really not a good game, and a lot of people fucking love it. And it's like, yeah, you love it because it was like the first board game you played. I get it, but it's not a good game. Settlers is great. It's important to the community because of how good it is at getting people into the game. Because a lot of generic people just tend to see board games as like Monopoly and Sorry and garbage like that. And so it's like the stepping stone into actual board games, which is very important. My next honorable mention would probably be Small World. Small World's pretty fun. It's basically a conquest-style game where you have to bid resources to buy a race that is trying to take over the world. And the way it does it is there's a race, and and then there's a modifier that you apply to that race. And so you might have like diplomatic as your modifier, and then like skeletons as your race, like diplomatic skeletons, and you buy that combination, and then you try and take over the world with it. And so they're really quick to expand into large sections of the map, and then you put your race in decline and buy a new race and try and take over the world with another race. And basically, the more land you hold, the better, and you score points. And it's a fun little game, but it's really good for like a family game night. Jeremy, do you have another one?
Yeah, I can do this all day, but I'll give the last like 3. Splendor is a very, very good game for people who like to do a back and forth, and I actually prefer 2-player. I think 4-player is not the same experience. Like 2-player, I feel like it's really, really good. A very simple game, really, and you can play it over and over and over, and kind of come out differently. I lost the other ones.
My next one would be Ticket to Ride. I think Ticket to Ride's a nice, simple, straightforward game that's easy to score, My only recommendation is you don't play the Markland edition as your first try, because all the fucking city names are German and they all sound alike, and it's really easy to confuse which town you're trying to build a train track to.
That's funny.
I don't know.
They're all like 5 syllables. They all have the same fucking vowels.
After a while, our family got too cutthroat to be able to play that game.
Yeah. Because there's like one pass that has like 2 roads on it. You're like, I build on both. And you're like, you can't build on both. Like, fuck you, I build on both. And you just block the way for everybody else.
Yep. Yeah, if you're going to play that game strategically, it is all about cock blocking left and right. And it just makes for a miserable experience.
Mm-hmm.
We have several different versions of the game. We really enjoyed it until we, gradually got better at it as a family. And now it's just a degenerate cesspool.
Yeah.
It's real bad. It's hard to hold your hand back when you're trying to play new players.
But you definitely have to have we're playing friendly or we're not playing friendly like version of Ticket to Ride.
Well, so when they came out with Europe, they introduced not ferries, train stations, to where you could hop on someone else's train for a short portion of the track.
Okay.
That made it impossible to quote unquote block someone. So that was a great addition to the game. And if we play a game, that's the one we play now, not the original.
I only have one more. If Jeremy, you want to throw another one out?
Go ahead.
Okay. My final one is Red Dragon Inn. It's a nice little casual game. Basically, every character has a track from 0 to 20, and you start with a token on each end of the track. One is health, one is alcohol content. And you play a D&D adventuring party that stumbles into an inn after an adventure. And the goal is to get thrown out of the inn last. And so you basically, throughout the game, every end of the round, everyone takes a drink. And so you have a card pile that is your drink pile, and you just draw the top card of it. You also have gambling. So you have to, if you run out of money or your health and alcohol tokens meet at some point on the track, you get thrown out because you pass out. So the whole point is to not pass out and not run out of money. There's a bunch of different characters, like there's rogues are good at gambling, fighters are good at drinking, wizards are good at trickery. Like there's all kinds of stuff you can do, and it's just a fun. It's either a fun family game or a fun drinking game, preferably not both. Don't do both. But yeah, it's a fun little game.
So I have 2 more, and I'll be done. Lords of Waterdeep, great game, very balanced, very family friendly. Dive in. It's kind of a Dungeons and Dragons scenario of trying to do nefarious things in a city of Waterdeep. Different characters. It has so much flavor to it, but it's pretty simple. And once you get into that, everyone really enjoys it. And then my last one, which is one of the more crunchy of all of them, Caverna. It's I can't remember how to say this guy's name. Not Uwe Rosenberg game, and this dude is like this fucking genius of game maker. But you are back in the days when I used to play Dwarf Fortress, and just building shit and doing things with dwarves. Man, you're just building a mine, and inside the mine you're trying to survive, and you're trying to do better than other people by planting things or getting gems or building your mine bigger. It is super, super fun. But at the end of it, it's very Eurogamey with like, everyone looks around and goes, I have 23, and your opponent has 24. Fuck you, man.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, hopefully everybody enjoys our board game recommendations. Let us know if you enjoyed what we suggested or if you have any other cool suggestions. Quick shout-outs. I was going to yell at one of our local listeners, or not local listeners, sorry, one of our avid listeners. But he finally messaged me back, so I don't have to do that now. Shout out to Mo, one of our longtime listeners. He finally sent me his address so I can mail him his jersey.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's going to freak me out when someone's running around and I'm like, hey,
wait,
and I'm like,
not.
Oh, that's not.
You're not Ron.
Oh, God, that again.
Yeah. That's going to be fun. You guys excited to play games tomorrow?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm excited to not be at work and doing not work things.
Do you not work at all tomorrow?
I do. But when I'm gaming, yeah, I get off, and that's my...
As soon as you get off work, you're like, we're out, bitches.
Tomorrow is my Friday. So, like,
Mhm.
Thursdays is when I will come in and usually have a drink and start feeling nice for my quote-unquote weekend. Because I have
cool.
Fridays and Saturdays off.
I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Don't start.
Wednesday off. Don't start with me.
The hardest working
not.
man I ever met that didn't really work.
I was gonna say it used to be true, but now I basically work 7 days a week. So, like today, until 8 o'clock, I was busy working on store shit. So, hey, Jeremy, I'll get with you later about a secret project that Aaron's not invited to.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll keep it on the DL.
No, he can know that it's happening, but he can't know what it is.
I'll keep it on the DL for the. That means
what does
down
DL
low.
stand for?
Down low. For the down low.
Does it? Do you know that to be true, or are you just guessing?
I'm hip. I'm with it.
No cap, dude.
No cap. DL no cap.
DL no cap.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
You fucking guys. Hey, after the cast is over, I have some questions for you old guys.
At bedtime at 6 minutes. Let's go.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hopefully you had a good time. If you like drunk Brandon, just let me know, and I'll be drunk more often. If not, I'll be back to normal Brandon next week.
Do we let you know now, or do we put it in writing?
Yeah, either's fine. Just let me know.
All right, good. Okay, cool.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.